Hello everyone, it's another long evening at Synergy Aircraft. We are infusing some parts, and as is often the case when you're doing infusion, you wind up spending some time chasing leaks in the bag. Sometimes you'll get ruptures in the bag from materials cutting holes and epoxy actually reacting with some materials. A lot of different things you learn over time. And sometimes we have developed new techniques, and they're not really new, they're just common sense. But it's really nice to know in advance, if you don't have a lot of experience with infusion, how you can correct problems that develop. I wanted to make a video real quick to show the guys a tip that we came up with tonight, and I thought I'd share it with you instead. So let me grab the phone here and see if I can do this one-handed. Okay, so here we have a part, and the tripod there at the end of the part is holding the resin canister, and we've already infused this part. The resin has run all the way up the media and has filled the part successfully. This is a plug for a mold. Now over here you notice there's a big white spot, and this white spot is a place where ideally we'd let resin run out, but it doesn't want to seem to cooperate, and you could stay here all night. So what we've done here is placed a dam around the dry area, and all I'm going to do is, after having made that sticky tape go over both sides of every little wrinkle, up and down and over the pleats, can't let it get leaky, I'm just going to take a little bit of resin, and I'm going to pour that resin into the little tub we made there, just like so. Infusion resin is thin. That's one of the things that characterizes infusion resins. So we're just going to pour in some, oops, and we made a mistake. This cannot be on the tape. Okay, I grabbed a towel there and wiped the little spot of resin that pooled on my sealing tape. That's a gummy black sealing tape available from composite suppliers. And this is also an AirTech Stretchlon product, the Stretchlon 200 bagging film, by far and away the best bagging film for hobbyist use and most general recreational use. It might be a little expensive, but it's worth it. The reason is because it's so stretchy, it goes wherever you want. Well, as we saw, we filled this with resin, and I previously cut a little piece of the Stretchlon material, and now it is possible for me to stick that down one-handed. Don't try this at home, kids. We're trained professionals. Okay. All right. Okay, now since this part is already vacuumed down, we now have covered this up, and you're wondering, well, shouldn't you have cut it open first? Sure. You could normally cut through the film, and then what's going to happen is the air is going to start rushing in. Depending on where the air goes, it can actually wind up putting bubbles in your part, so we don't want to do that. Ideally, we want to know where the air is going to go, and it's going to go into this breather media here, and probably not send any bubbles up into the part. But just in case, we've taped the whole thing off all the way around, and now I'm going to cut a little slit right here and then tape over that slit. The idea is I cut all the way through with a razor knife here. Get right down in there so that there's resin runs right into the part, and then we tape the top so we have vacuum suction. And you may get some leakage there. It might be necessary for me to improve this. As you can see, a couple of little bubbles made their way in. But that strong vacuum is now going to take all of this resin right into that new little cut we made. And you can wiggle it to help it out a little bit and get it started. Once it's started, it'll work every time. Okay, now over here on this other side, it's going to be really hard to do this one-handed, but here we have the other option. You can remove the protective backing of the tape And we have ready to go right here our plastic film to cover that over with. I think I'm probably going to have to set this phone down so I can actually do this and not goof it up, because I got to move quick, you know what I mean? So let me see if I can put this where you can still see what's going on. Hang on. All right, let's give this a try. Here we go. We're going to slit it open from end to end. We're going to pour our resin right in the hole, which seals it, as you can see. Sometimes you can even just do this and then watch carefully to make sure you don't draw a bunch of air in. Maybe just a little more. There's 4 layers of fiberglass there. Ooh, almost got my spot. There's really an art to putting bagging film on sealant tape. It's fun. All right, there we go. So now only a very small amount of air has to be evacuated out of there. And all that resin can be drawn in and will quickly go right where we want it to go. Now, we're going to concentrate most of it back here, and that'll give us a draw from this area towards the airflow out, and we'll get saturation at this spot where the resin didn't run on its own. So that's a little tip. It's just one of those tricks that you learn as things go along. And now I go home. Good night.